Dub Nation, let's talk. Because while the headlines keep bouncing between trade rumors and off-court drama, there's something happening around Draymond Green that feels bigger than just the usual NBA summer noise. It's about legacy. It's about respect. And yeah, it's about how our guy keeps making headlines while staying 100% Warrior. So first, let's address the elephant in the Instagram post. Draymond Green with LeBron James. The pic went viral? Of course it did. When you've got two legends, future Hall of Famers, four-time NBA champions in their own right, standing shoulder to shoulder with nothing but good vibes, people are going to talk. And Draymond, he knew what he was doing. He reposted it with just 5 words, with a few good men. Now, I don't know about you, but that hit different. That's vintage Draymond. Not over-explaining, not dodging the moment, just letting people speculate. Because here's the thing. People love to misread Draymond. They see him next to Bron and instantly spin narratives like, oh, he wants to join the Lakers. He's not committed to the Dubs. The dynasty's over. Same old takes from people who haven't watched this team like we have. But here's the truth that real Warriors fans know. Draymond is not built like that. That dude bleeds blue and gold. This is a man who went toe-to-toe with LeBron in 4 straight finals and still came out of it with mutual respect. It's not about leaving, it's not about switching sides, it's about understanding greatness when you see it. And Draymond and LeBron, they recognize it in each other. But while the IG story made waves, let's not forget what really keeps Draymond in the headlines. His fire, his mind, and his mouth, especially when it's time to call people out. And if you needed a reminder that he's still on his Warriors grind, just look at his response to Rockets center Alperen Sengun's playoff whining. Sengun had the audacity to say the Warriors were fouling and crying during their first-round series. Fouling and crying after losing Game 7? Draymond didn't hesitate, didn't go political. He went straight Draymond. First on Threads with "Hold that L," and then followed it up like a vet. That's a tough thing to say after you lose. You have to win to say stuff like that. Mic dropped. That's why we ride for this guy, because he doesn't play the PR game. He says what every real competitor is thinking. And when you've got a team like Houston, who played dirty, got physical with Steph, even tried to re-injure his thumb, trying to paint themselves as victims, nah, we don't let that slide. Especially not when you've been sent home by the Warriors 5 postseasons in a row. That's not a rivalry. That's a pattern. And it wasn't just Sengun. Let's not forget Dylan Brooks, Mr. Curry should play tennis if he doesn't want contact. Bro, come on. You don't just target someone's injury and then joke about it like this is WWE. But again, Warriors didn't panic. We took the heat, rallied, and shut them down in Game 7, 103-89. That's who we are. That's who Draymond Green is. Part trash talker, part enforcer, all heart. He averaged 8.0 points, 5.6 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 1.6 steals, and 1.4 blocks in that series. Not flashy, but efficient. Silent killer stats. The kind that show up in wins, not just in box scores. And once again, Draymond proved why he's still the glue of this team. So yeah, you might see him vibing with LeBron one weekend, but when it's time to lock in, there is no one you'd rather have going to war with you than Draymond Green. Because even after 13 full seasons, he's not slowing down. He's not stepping back. He just made all-defensive first team again at 35 years old. Still locking down, still leading, still doing the dirty work so Curry and Butler can cook. And let's be honest, with all the chaos of the offseason, with Kuminga's future up in the air, and free agents avoiding Chase Center like it's cursed, Draymond's consistency is something we can't take for granted. He is the identity of this team. When things get messy, when the league disrespects the Dubs, when doubters get loud, Draymond always answers. Now I want to hear from you. Do you think people are sleeping on what Draymond still brings to this squad? Do the Rockets even qualify as rivals at this point? And should the Warriors finally let the league know that we're not done yet? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't hold back. This is Warriors Nation News, where we talk real basketball for real fans. And trust me, we've only just started breaking this down. Let's not sugarcoat it. Draymond Green is public enemy number 1 in a lot of NBA cities. Houston, Memphis, Boston, Cleveland. Hell, probably 25 of the 30 teams if we're being honest. He's the guy fans love to hate, players love to test, and the media can't stop talking about. But if you ask any real Warriors fan, we'll tell you the truth. We wouldn't trade him for anybody. And this recent beef with Alperen Sengun and the Rockets, just the latest chapter in a saga that's been brewing for years. Look at the history. 5 playoff eliminations in a row. 5! The Warriors have owned the Rockets since the Harden era. And yet every time we face them, someone new steps up to talk trash, and every time it ends with Golden State moving on and the Rockets heading home. It's not a rivalry, it's a tradition. Let's rewind to the 2025 playoffs. The Warriors go up 3-1. Everyone thinks it's over, but Houston claws back, ties it up 3-3. Suddenly the media is acting like the Rockets are on the verge of something historic. But Game 7? Draymond and the Dubs shut it down. That 103-89 win was a statement. And what does Sengun do afterwards? Instead of taking the loss and moving on, he complains about fouls and flopping. That's the part that gets me. Because say what you want about Draymond, and trust me, plenty of people do, but one thing he doesn't do is hide from the fight. He's not out here ducking interviews, deleting tweets, or giving half-hearted sound bites. He shows up, he speaks up, and he backs it up. The Rockets want to cry foul? Cool, we'll cry with the scoreboard. That's what makes Draymond different. He's not just a physical defender. He's not just a talk trasher. He's the emotional pulse of this entire franchise. He sees a young, loud, chirpy team like the Rockets trying to make their name off of us. He doesn't take that lightly. He turns that into fuel. And the crazy thing is, the more they boo him, the better he plays. Let's not forget what Dillon Brooks said during the regular season, targeting Steph's injured thumb, bragging about it, then mocking him with the "go play tennis" line. That wasn't just disrespectful, that was calculated. And Draymond saw all of it. You think he forgot that come playoff time? Not a chance. This is the guy who remembers every quote, every jab, every stare down. He files it away and uses it. That's old school mentality in a new school league. And look, maybe that's why the NBA villain label keeps getting stuck on him. Because in today's league, we've got a lot of polished, media-coached stars. Guys who smile, say the right things, post the same 4 captions on Instagram. But Draymond, he's raw. He's real. He'll say the uncomfortable truth when nobody else will. And fans either love that or absolutely hate it. But here's the twist. The league needs that. Every hero needs a villain. Every Cinderella story needs a disruptor. And every dynasty needs a heartbeat. That's what Draymond is. He keeps the Warriors sharp. He keeps the opponents rattled. And yeah, he keeps the league interesting. Because let's be honest, what's more fun? Watching 2 teams hug it out and trade jerseys, or watching Draymond stare down an entire bench after a blocked shot? And make no mistake, the Rockets know this. They know they can't beat the Warriors in talent or rings, so they try to beat us with noise. Sengun's comments weren't just frustration. They were a way to stir the pot for next season. And guess what? It worked. Because now there's bad blood heading into 2025-26. And with Kevin Durant joining the Rockets, that just turned the drama up to 11. Draymond versus KD again. New jerseys, same tension. And you just know it's going to boil over. The media will play it up, the fans will eat it up, and Draymond, he's going to be right there in the middle of it, barking, battling, and doing whatever it takes to defend this franchise. And we're here for it. So I got to ask y'all, is Draymond still the most important tone setter in the NBA? Do you want him to keep playing that villain role, or should he step back and let someone else carry that weight? And what about the Rockets? Are they just loud, or are they finally a real threat with KD? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear how Dub Nation is feeling heading into this season. Because if you think the rivalry was hot last year, you haven't seen anything yet. At the end of the day, when the dust settles and the hot takes cool down, there's one thing you can't argue about. Draymond Green is forever a Warrior. 4 rings, 1 Defensive Player of the Year, countless playoff battles, fines, suspensions, ejections, controversies, leadership, clutch stops, game-winning passes, locker room speeches, all of it. It's the full Draymond package. And as wild as the ride has been, every step of it has mattered. Because the truth is, there is no Golden State dynasty without Draymond Green. You take away his fire, this team never makes that leap in 2015. You remove his defense, LeBron's Cavs probably take more than one ring. You mute his voice, that locker room breaks long before it ever gets to 6 NBA Finals. Draymond is not the best scorer. He's not the smoothest player, but he's the engine. He's the one who drives the culture. And that's why now, in year 14, he's more important than ever. This roster is evolving. Clay's gone. Looney's gone. Kuminga might be next. The young guys are watching. They don't remember 2015 like we do. They didn't feel the heartbreak of 2016 or the redemption of 2017. They didn't grind through 2020 or rise back up in 2022. But Draymond lived every minute of it. He knows what winning takes. And whether he's yelling from the bench or diving for a loose ball, he's showing them every night. This upcoming season won't be easy. The West is loaded. Teams are younger, deeper, faster. The Rockets added Durant. The Wolves just knocked us out. OKC is terrifying. Even the Lakers are still lurking. But here's what those teams don't have. They don't have this core. They don't have Steph, Butler, and Draymond, three killers who know exactly how to win when it matters. And when the lights are bright and everything's on the line, that's when Draymond shines. The man doesn't need validation. He's already earned it. First team all-defense at age 35? That's not luck. That's legacy. That's the result of years of knowing how to read a game, disrupt a rhythm, and mentally break an opponent before the fourth quarter even starts. Look at what he did last postseason. Held his own against younger, stronger bigs, outthought them, out-hustled them, and when Sengun started crying foul, he handed him that L, clean and simple. But here's the real reason Draymond matters going forward. He still believes. Even after all these years, even with all the noise, he still walks into Chase Center expecting to contend. He doesn't see this as a rebuild. He sees it as another challenge, another war, another shot at one more ring before it's all said and done. And if Draymond believes, you better believe too. Because here's what people outside the Bay don't understand. The Warriors aren't just a basketball team. They're a movement, a family. And Draymond is the uncle that holds it all together. He might annoy you, he might test you, but he's always got your back when it counts. That's why Dub Nation still rides for him. So here's what I want to know from you. What does Draymond Green mean to this franchise in your eyes? Do you see him finishing his career in Golden State, or will this league politics force him out eventually? And how hyped are you for Round 6 versus the Rockets next season? Drop your takes in the comments. I want real ones. Let's give Draymond his flowers now, while he's still diving on loose balls and picking fights with guys 10 years younger. Because one day he'll be gone, and you know what? We'll miss the chaos. We'll miss the edge. We'll miss the heart. And when that day comes, we'll look back and say, he was the one who never stopped believing. This is Warriors Nation News, and we're keeping the fire lit all year long. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay locked, because when the season tips off, we'll be right there with Draymond, ready for the smoke. Warriors ain't done yet.